Now that is how you do an episode. No alienating your characters, good animation, cinematography, and last but not least, direction. There were a few things, however, that's kind of holding this episode back for me, but I do like how they went through at the beginning. It was kind of a nice pause to kind of go through all the universes and kind of say, okay, this is where we've been, this is where we're at in the tournament, and this is where each universe is at too. And of course, it's interesting showing Universe 4, saying that they have 4 members left, but it only shows 2 characters. So maybe there are some invisible characters, or maybe they're like microscopic or something like that, and nobody can see them, like an Ant-Man type character. And I also liked how each universe has their own distinct symbol for them. And then of course I got a little bit more hyped for these Universe 6 Namekians here. And it's cool how at the very introduction of the episode, they have a setup for Frost's role, basically the main story going into this episode. So I thought that was a really great build up for his role in the episode, and a really great transition from that scene into his current scene in the Tournament of Power. That was freaking awesome. So first we have this, and then of course we have the Pride Troopers, Toppo, Jiren, and Dispo versus Maji Kaio of Universe 3, aka the T-1000. I like this guy a lot. I think he has a unique abilities with his body, and of course his little scuffle with Dispo and him kind of feigning that Dispo was actually hurting him, and it seems like maybe he actually can't be hurt by physical damage because of how his body is, and he kind of gets the drop on Dispo, wrapping him up, but then Jiren comes in and just freaking swats him off the stage like a fly. And of course hyping up Maji Kaio up against Dispo, saying, oh man, this guy is like really a force to be reckoned with. We saw him before wrapping up Goku, but he's no match for Jiren, and just the force of Jiren's swing knocked him off the stage. That was freaking badass. And I appreciated that you can actually feel the force of his swing and his power. That was really well done. So we cut to Roshi, trying to rest. He's pretty beat up and low on energy. Frost shows up behind him, smacks him a little bit, and starts crushing on his shoulder. And as this is happening, Goku goes to try to help him, but Rebrand gets in his way, so they're about to fight. Roshi powers up and surprises Frost, and before this is one of the problems that I have sort of with this episode, was in the previous show, Roshi, fighting back against Frost, and I'm like, I swear to God, if he's powered up this much and he's going up against Frost, like going toe-to-toe with him, I'm just gonna be mad about it. So it wasn't exactly that. He surprised Frost in that he was stronger than Frost realized, though not even close to the level of power that Frost is at. I do still think it's a little bit dumb that he got a hit on Frost and was kind of pushing him back. Like, why does Frost even need to dodge this guy? Because Frost just does this boom, massive freaking uppercut to the guy. And he's like, it's really difficult, difficult in the fact that I have to pull my punches so as not to kill your ass. Man, Roshi builds up even more cred in this episode. He's he gets pushed back, he's against an overwhelmingly powerful foe compared to what he's at, and he still comes up with a plan. He drops his bottle, and then in the cloud sets up for his Mafuba for a 3rd time. The 2 times was already pushing it, and now he's pushing it even more with the Mafuba again. He Mafubas him, goes down the bottle, but because Frost had crushed his shoulder earlier, he messes up and misses the bottle. So it sucks for him, but then Frost sees Vegeta in the distance, and it's like, oh crap, his plan's now coming together, and he creates a dust cloud, pretty smart on his part, for Roshi so that Roshi wouldn't see what he's doing. He blasts at Vegeta to go, try to get Vegeta to come attack him. That works, of course. Vegeta comes in, punches him, and so now Roshi gets a little bit of breathing room here. And if I were him, I'd be freaking relieved. And then Frost starts yapping his mouth. He's like, I've actually gotten weaker. No, you haven't. It's like, Vegeta should not even believe this, and he didn't. He's like, stop buying time. And during this, I was remembering this episode before when Hit was recruiting Frost. Hit's like, oh, you've gotten stronger. I don't know how you've gotten stronger. So it makes sense for Frost to have gotten weaker being on the run from the law. So now we're building up to another one of the problems I have in this episode. But first, during this exchange, I'm like, okay, Vegeta, this guy, you're not believing this guy, so why are you not going Super Saiyan? I know you could probably take him in your base, but, why risk it? You should have Super Saiyan mastered, so it shouldn't take that much stamina. Goku and Vegeta should just be constant Super Saiyans in this whole tournament. So that's whatever. He was just buying time for Vegeta to just bust through these rocks that he was against. Such good teamwork here. They start going up against Vegeta, and Vegeta has these things over his ears because he hasn't conquered his weakness of being insulted. So Vegeta starts having a tough time trying to, go against Vegeta and Frost, even though he shouldn't really have a tough time. Just go blue and it's over. So, and then I thought it was kind of easy for Frost to manipulate Roshi into using the Mafuba. If I were Roshi, I would just sit back and be like, oh yeah, Vegeta's got this, he can handle this once he gets serious enough. But Roshi takes it upon himself to try to Mafuba Vegeta. But Frost is like, okay, my plan's working, jumps in the way and catches the Mafuba. Like, how? This is my problem, is that there are a few things that are just straight up plot contrivances for these things to happen. How does Frost catch the Mafuba? A move that even Goku, even Tien, had to take a lot of time to learn in the past. So Frost now, having experienced it once, is now able to catch it, re-divert it to Vegeta, and with pinpoint accuracy, catch him in one of Roshi's Mafuba bottles. Granted, quick thinking on Roshi's part to crush the one bottle. So while it was super cool, pun intended, it was still contrived. We have a cool moment right afterwards where Frost is death beaming at Roshi, and Roshi's like, last ditch effort, I'm gonna freaking star beam and use my experienced brain to trick Frost into thinking that I missed him, only to divert it back and break the bottle that Vegeta's trapped in. That was relieving. I was really hoping Vegeta wouldn't be knocked out this way, or I was hoping that, like as my theory suggested, that he would drop the bottle and Vegeta would be just stuck in the bottle for most of the tournament until at least the latter parts of it, rendering him not actually eliminated. So great stuff, and you see great expressions in this episode too. Like Frost's expressions while Vegeta is now getting released from this bottle is classic. And such great imagery, such great camera angles, and really well drawn, especially compared to Dragon Ball Super standards. So Vegeta is now at no nonsense state. He goes straight into blue. He's like, you know what? Enough of those earmuffs, Vegeta. You are a piece of trash. And of course, Vegeta ceases to be effective, and Frost uses his smoke bomb to get away. Vegeta kicks Vegeta off the stage, and then we have a really great scene between Vegeta and Roshi, where Vegeta's like, it's time for you to retire from this battle royale before you die. Now, this is how you take a fighter out. They go all the way to their limit and past their limit to where they're literally about to die and end up having to eliminate themselves before they freaking die so they can get a Senzu beam. So far, this is the best elimination that we've had. No getting caught off guard and no pointless double elimination like Krillin and Tien respectively. So that was great. Next episode, Gohan's having some trouble. Frieza, Frost, quote-unquote, team up. We have one shot here of Gohan punching Frieza. The other shots kind of show us that, oh man, Frieza is attacking Gohan. I'm not so sure about that. I'm almost thinking that Toei's trying to manipulate us into thinking that, and Gohan is actually just punching Frieza and it's like, hey, get your head in the game, you're a part of Universe 7, don't you freaking even think about betraying us. Because if you do, and we lose because of it, you will cease to exist. So I don't know, I'm kind of thinking that that's how it's going to play out. What do you guys think? Do you think Frieza is actually going to try to betray them and him and Gohan are going to go at it? Or do you think I'm right in this prediction? Either that or the betrayal fails, Frieza gets eliminated, and then Beerus Hakai's him. Whatever you think, comment below. Thanks for watching the review. Take it easy.